roundup of what actually survived in my garden without months of water. That meant we couldn't water our garden in any respect because we had no borehole to pump the water up from 650 feet and no irrigation tank of storage of water. And of course, being Cyprus, there is no rain for many months of the year. So I did lots of precautionary measures. The main thing I did was to pile up straw round the plants. So let's just look at what's still growing. So we have broccoli. We have some kohlrabi. And different parts of the garden survived in different ways. So at the moment we're in the lower olive grove. And in this bed, you might think I've got a lot, but considering how much I had, I would say I've lost a large percentage. All beds were full to bursting. Obviously now things like the kohlrabi and the broccoli have actually got very big. It looks like full beds, but let me assure you I've lost a lot. And we have collards over here, which I have harvested a lot of the collards. So there were a lot more of those. And also I've harvested some of the kohlrabi. Also lost some trees. When you're in that situation, you have to make decisions. So we won't focus on what was lost today. Let's focus on what survived. This area is one of our guest accommodations that we use for our volunteers. So it was important for me to keep this area going so they had some fruit and vegetables. So the vegetables that I managed to keep going here were the peppers, the red peppers. Now this is another good reason that I grow in cat food bags. In this crate there are cat food bags, and that obviously doesn't need much water and contains the water exactly by the produce. So here we have chilies, big red chili peppers. I have harvested off of those because we didn't have volunteers when they were ready. And of course we couldn't have volunteers while we had no water because they wouldn't be able to shower or flush the toilet. And then we still have some tomatoes growing. So I kept those growing, and I did a pot of chilies and some black nightshade, which yes, you can eat. I have a video on it. I'll try and link that below so you can identify what's poisonous to eat and which ones aren't. Oh no, just see, there's actually some yellow flower heads here on the tomatoes, which is interesting. They're still going to flower. This is in the middle of August. I think we're in the middle of August now, so the middle of August. So that's quite bizarre that they're still flower heads, because all my other tomatoes have long finished in the garden. And then down here there was lettuce, which I now let go to seed. I'll collect those seeds. If some people are concerned when I grow things in a small bag like this and they say, but you'll lose all the seeds. No, you can put a brown paper bag on top of it, just put a little clip, and then they will fall off into the bag. Saves collecting seeds. And here I'm rather pleased with this Malabar spinach. That one's doing well. All my Malabar spinach, I've got lots in different places in my garden, they're all doing really well. So I'm thinking they really love the heat because we've had massive heat waves here. And then the parsley was all finished all around my garden. I do have some saved in the freezer, and I will have to figure out collecting these seeds. The parsley here was actually in that growing area here, and this was slow growing, this one. I've forgotten now. You'll have to check back in the old video, but obviously that didn't survive there. Okay, let's move on to another area. Let's go over there. And do you know what's over there? That is where the vertical growing bed is. Just through the tree. You can't really see, but that's where the vertical growing area is. So let's go over there. Excuse Mike's oily clothes hanging there. This is the washing line we use for the volunteers, but obviously we haven't got any right now. Our generator broke down. Never rains but it pours, but we got that fixed. So this is the vertical pallet wood wall, growing wall, and this is herbs. Now I wanted to keep these alive. This also is an area that the guests use, so I was more interested in when we were back to normal there would still be produce for them to use. So of course we have basil, we have chives. I have so many chives all around my garden. I eat them all the time. Again, we have another lettuce here that's gone to seed. Always grow extras for what you need and let some go to seed. So all the other lettuce I had, because we don't have volunteers, as I say, we couldn't have any, so I ate them all and left one to go to seed. Another Malabar spinach. There, it's a big one. Now they sometimes like to grow through and over the other side, so I'll film from the other side here, Mitch, so you can see. We have another basil. I see a little white flower coming there, so I pick them off because I want these to continue. And here basil grows all year long, as long as you keep picking off the little heads or the little flowers if they occur. See another one there. As long as you pick them off. In Cyprus they grow all year, every year, and just keep going and going. As I say, we have another parsley there. I eat so much parsley, so that's all gone to seed. So again, I'll have to bag this, find a big long brown bag, put around there. More chives, more Malabar spinach. I've just taken a lot of the black bobbles off the other day, but you will see there's already more. Now if you don't know, when these go black or purple, dark purple, pull them off very gently. They will dye your fingers, and they are the seeds for next time. You need to really dry them out. They need so long to dry out on a piece of kitchen towel. Yeah, there's quite a few more already. I've given so many of these seeds away. They just keep coming and coming. That's what these little white bits are. These white bits will turn into the seeds. The dark ones, you see, they go green first, look, and then they go dark. So let them go really dark, but don't leave them too long or you will lose them. As you can see, this is all growing, look, through here, through here, through here. So there's a lot going on there, and as I say, I'll show you the other side. I've just seen a bit, it's coming through the top here, so it's gone through the back and then coming out here. So we have Malabar spinach, we have more chives here. That's something else I eat a lot of, chives. And what I do is let them grow and then I divide them up for the next year. So I get 2 plants from every one, 2 or 3. Here we have some purslane and another Malabar spinach plant. Something I find so easy to grow. And I thank Josh from In Your Yard Homestead. He was the one who gave me my first Malabar seeds, and every Malabar plant you see is from those first few seeds he gave me, and I just keep harvesting them. As I say, you only ever need 1 seed to create a whole food forest. So I have a bit more purslane here. And this is another basil, something I use nearly every day as well. More parsley. Then here we have spearmint. Spearmint, and this is going to seed because this was all the spearmint seeds I had, so I want to leave this to go to seed again. Put a little bag over it. And what I do with my chives, I let some flower and then I cut them off and turn with the stalk. I turn them upside down and hang them so the seeds automatically drop out. We have more purslane that's going into flower. Another basil. And more parsley, and this is the start the flower heads. That's the start of the flower heads with the seeds. The olive trees had to get on their own without any water at all, but they are quite old. They might look small, some of them, but that's because I cut them down. Most of them are quite big old trees. You can normally tell from the size of the trunk rather than the height or the width of the trees. So some haven't managed to produce much, and those that have, they're rather slow growing this year, but overall not too bad. We won't know until we harvest, which will be in November.